Freedom 35, 5, 5, 5.
Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
You recording, Gordon?
We're recording, Gordon.
All right, guys. Well, welcome back to Freedom 35ers CNFT podcast, episode 9, technically episode 10 for all my A1s since day one. My name is Tommy. I go by TOMMY.
My name is TJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
Tonight, Lav Burr.
Yeah,
As well as
Burr. Kept it
just
short
Lav
on
Burr.
Zoom tonight.
And big time Tommy. I had to throw mine in there as well. TJ's TJ on there. Oh, we got a lot to talk about this week, guys. A lot of stuff happened this past week. I know it seems like every time we record one of these episodes, as soon as we shut down the camera, something crazy happens. And that's definitely what happened this past week. You had the Ape NFT takeover inside the CNFT world. The Ape style profile pitch seemed to be a hot thing still in the NFT community. We got the big release of EquineNFT coming up this Saturday. And there's a big competition out there now, and for CNFT smart contract marketplaces that's starting to heat up. So we got a lot of other fun things to talk about as well. So guys, jumping right into it this week, NANO frames. We were lucky enough to do a sit down with them this week, and by the time everybody is listening to this, that sit down should be out. We got a chance to talk with them. I think we first saw them through Cardano trees, announcement that they were going to be able to display them digitally in a frame. And it would be live on chain. And we got a chance to talk with Bastion last night in that sit down, guys. You know, that was a definitely interesting one, right?
It was cool to see all the plans that they have for the future with the nano frames and just the background stuff that goes into it, how they all met, the team that came together. It's just awesome that they met in the Cardano community, and he had a vision, and it all came together now. And I'm just excited. I want to get one. I want to get the little 10-inch. I want to put it on my desk right here where the podcast we were shooting. So I think it'd be nice to look at right on my desk.
Dude, the frames, Tom, I know we were talking about them. But dude, I could put this in my office. I could put this on, in a wall somewhere. I mean, they're so usable. And then some of these on-chain things, especially on Cardano, as like you said, Cardano trees is the perfect example to utilize this for. But I think it's such a cool concept. It's taken like that artwork and it makes it feel a little more like real, right? With more utility to it, especially these ones that are like on chain and growing throughout time.
Yeah, I mean, it's bringing your pool PM wallet to the physical world. You're getting to see that, in real life and share that instead of having to pull it up on your phone and try and explain what an NFT is.
Right.
Just be able to have it right there in your kitchen or on your desk at work.
I didn't realize they had sound on it too when he was talking about us. I did not know that until he mentioned that when we were talking.
A lot of how deep it went with the connection to Wi-Fi the whole time, which made now sense how he explained how it's actually showing what's live on the blockchain, like for Cardano trees. But I just didn't realize how much technology went into it at all. I agree.
Yeah. Well, the craziest part about it too, listening to Bastion last night, it's the team of four, I think maybe now 3 or 4 or 5 total of these guys, but they're all across the world, like some Guatemala, Norway, Netherlands, Germany was where Bastion was from, and these guys all met up when September they said, and there are and they're releasing this the first one from the pre-sale December 20th, this upcoming Monday. So it's crazy how fast things developed for them as well. And dude, I mean, what they've already come up with in that short amount of time is amazing. The technology into that stuff is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, Bastion seemed like the kind of main idea guy originally, and they definitely had a vision for this, and they're coming out quick with it. I can't believe how fast this has moved along. Because I think the first time we saw it was the trees, and it was like, oh, that's cool. We've kind of talked about seeing something like that, and then now seeing everything that they can actually do with it, and how much the connection with sending your NFT, where you actually have the nano frame NFT in your wallet, and that's how it's going to connect to show it's on the frame, was awesome. I did not expect that's how it was going to work. I thought it'd be like a NAMI wallet type smart contract. So it was awesome to be able to sit down and actually hear him talk about that too.
Yeah, I didn't realize the in-depthness of that stuff because, you're thinking about it's connected to the Wi-Fi, which is cool. So it's always on chain, and Cardano trees is a perfect thing to example that can show that, because they have the day night cycles, they have the rain, the snow. So it's always on changing and stuff like that. But yeah, to be able to add sound and stuff into those different things, I think that's such a crazy, it makes it feel more real, I guess, is what it is. And it brings those NFTs to life. especially like you said with the display for some of these things. And I mean, it's awesome to also see that they're big supporters of Cardano as well. You know, they're you know, right now they're currently focused mainly on Cardano NFTs. He said there's a possibility for future ones depending on, you know, they're looking at that down the line, but right now they're focused mainly on Cardano. So your actual purchase for the nano frame itself will be in ADA. When you guys go to mint these things, and even the shipping too. So once you purchase it in ADA, you're actually going to, whatever the shipping costs are to you, because it's going to be global shipping, is going to be paid in ADA as well, which is actually cool.
So cool.
And it's going based on US dollar prices, because that's where their supplier is coming from. So I think we talked to them about that, where you have these different options right here for all the different screens, and it actually tiers the pricing on this stuff too. So it starts, like we said, on Monday, December 20th. And the 10-inch screen, like you said, for example, starts at $199 US. And by the time it gets to December 23rd, it's sitting at $229. So it pays to get in early with these guys. And so I think that's definitely something to keep an eye on Monday, right? Especially with Christmas coming up.
Oh yeah,
Christmas gift for myself. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right. I'm like, Mom, can you go ahead and I want to put this on my list today. She's like, yeah, just how do I connect my wallet? And yeah, it's like, yeah, Santa, you got to get do you have a NAMI? Do you have a data list? I need you to be quick on this for me to get dropped, right? A few days earlier. But now I'm definitely looking at that 10.1 inch that screen. And the cool thing about these things too, they're also touchscreen too. So like he was saying for like dead pixels, I know if you tap the screen on that stuff, the dead pixels will change, they'll move and bounce around a little bit. So you're actually able to interact with these things too. It's not just looking at the picture, which is super cool.
Because it sounds like they haven't built for the future, because they're expecting so much more to come out of CNFTs and the technology that's available to these guys to just continue and expand on what we already have and make these so much more interactive. So I think they're ready for that. I think they've kind of built them to be ready for when that actually happens in the future.
Yeah, I think, and like you said, it was interesting talking to him and how they kind of came up with the sizes. I think he said there was about 3 of them that they had, you know, come with originally, and then after talking with more feedback, they ended up even the highest model now is the 55-inch 4K display for this thing, which is insane. For, you know, can you imagine like an Aeonium Sky or one of those guys, just huge, like super detailed, and being able to see that in like real-time motion, like how cool that it's going to be.
Well, like I like how he said, like if you own all the blocks of A&M Sky, and then you put that on the big 55-inch, you see the whole everything that he's created into one picture. I think that is that would look amazing.
Well, they mentioned that too, because they have the Nano Frames app, right? Like that's how you're going to be arranging and setting up all the different times. Because we asked, like, how do you cycle? Is it going to be like an automatic, like we're going to drop certain NFTs in there? I don't want my whole wallet in there, obviously, because some of that stuff, you know, I just don't want to see. So he's like, no, you literally do it from the app. And, you know, if it's a profile picture and it's a frame that doesn't support, just, you know, it doesn't fill the entire screen, you're able to change the background color to match it up to them, as well as, you know, set timers and different rotation patterns. So it's really in depth what they're trying to do. And he even mentioned they're building apps, or these developers can build apps for the nano frame where they can actually merge 2 NFTs into one spot. Because obviously you can't take 2 NFTs and look at them at the same time, like on pool.pm. Right. So he's talking, like you were talking about for Aeonium, like that, where he has all 24 blocks. Say somebody wants that collection up on that big monitor, they're going to find a way to go ahead and actually get those all in one picture, which is really cool.
That'll be wild to look at. And 55-inch, I mean, the sizes you can see that they're mainly like regular basic TV displays. I think they said the square ones they had to get custom made. Yeah, because no one makes, I mean, TVs are all widescreen. No one makes like square displays anymore. So they wanted those to fit those profile pictures and stuff like that, which is smart. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the 22-inch square, that's the main one that you would see that works well with like almost all the NFTs, but that's also one of the more expensive ones too, right? It retails at almost $1,200 US dollars for that, versus the 10-inch frame, which starts at $199. So it's going to cost you a little bit more to get that perfect kind of frame out there, but also it costs more money for those guys to develop it as well. So yeah, there's 6 different sizes here that we're looking at there for the 10.1 inch, 21.5, 22, 32, 43, and 55. So you got some options to choose from, especially when these things come out. And cool thing too, which we got a chance to see today from them as well, was they are actually doing airdrops now. So they're going to be the first partnered up, of course, with Cardano trees. It's going to be, so if you mint during the pre-sale next week, starting on December 20th, and I think it's the first, up to the first 1,000 of these things sold, they're going to do a special airdrop for the nano frame, partnered up with Cardano trees, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. It's awesome.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. I'm planning on, like you said, paying myself a little Christmas gift for these things. Definitely curious too, because I just like the technology of the whole thing in general, right? Like you send you buy it with ADA on your phone, you get the NFT, and then you're able to automatically connect your wallet because it's part of, that NFT is part of your wallet. So it already has access to it. And then you use their app to go ahead and set your stuff up, which is really cool.
I'm very curious to see how like that works and how that's integrated when you actually start using it, because I remember reading on their whitelist, it talked about, or at least just their FAQ, about how you would switch wallets if you wanted to change wallets, because it said it came preloaded with all your NFTs already in the wallet you wanted. So it asked how to change wallets, and it said it's going to be very easy to do. We're excited to tell you about it, but didn't have more information. So hearing him explain how it's an actual NFT, these change around, it's cool technology. I didn't think that they could do something like that and make it then connect to a digital frame.
Well, the cool thing too that he mentioned, Bastion, on that was that it's not tied to a certain wallet either, right? You don't have to have a Nomi wallet to do this. You can use your data list, you can use your Roy, your CC wallet, whatever it is. They all work because whatever your NFT you're holding the frame one in, that's going to be the one you're going to use to connect to your smartphone app worth, and it's going to be able to connect it that way. So it's not even tied to that, which is really cool. And then, so yeah, you're looking on the website now, and then they're displaying some of these. I can only imagine the possibilities for some of these NFTs themselves. Like you see Wraith over here, like our boy, we always shout out to Wraith. Like he's on, they got the smartphone app, the infinite halos would be cool. Like I said, if they're able to merge certain things too, like I've seen a lot of people do the infinite halos with the race or other profile pictures. So if you're able to combine certain ones for those in the future, I think that would be a dope concept as well. And then we took it even one step further, I think, in our conversation yesterday, Tom. And I know, TJ, I don't know if you run the back end of that after we had got off with Bastion, was pretty much just talking about, what if we could dial into the metaverse, like a PAVIA. If I have PAVIA land inside there, what if I had like my house, like a security camera or something?
Oh, you're saying, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like a live feed into like the metaverse because I own PAVIA in that same wallet. Like, how crazy that could be if they're able to implement something like that.
Or you tune in, like you buy a ticket for the Equine Kentucky Derby or whatever it is, and then you have your ticket in your wallet, it connects that, and then you get to view it from your frame.
Dude, see, that would be amazing, right? Because you imagine just like, yeah, it's right on your wall. Like, okay, they got the race. I got my horse. I've entered into the race today. I want to go ahead and actually see like what happens. But instead of watching it on my computer or on my phone, I'm sitting there, it's just sitting on the wall. And hey, you guys want to come check this out and see if we're winning? I mean, that's such a crazy thing that they can do in the future of this stuff. And these
tickets and stuff, but they really, with the connectivity and like the code they said he has with the wallets connecting, they can do a whole lot with that.
Like virtual concerts and stuff like in the metaverse, just kind of
like
what video games have done already with concerts like that.
Yeah, the virtual metaverse, that would be crazy. Actually, like like concerts and different things would be.
Or even your digital ticket for CNFT Con, you get it through that. It's in your wallet. This reads it and connects, and like somehow then when you tune in during those days, it's like playing through the nano frame.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a cool talking point though too. Like I think that the people who buy these, like I'm thinking about it, like if I bought a 10.1, do I want to keep it at home where I'm not at most of the time, or do I want to keep that maybe at the office, and then that way it's a cool talking point for anybody who walks in, like, what are those things that you're seeing right there?
Or do you want to buy two and just have them in both places?
I might do too, who knows? Yeah, there you go. And just be that way, this one's here, this one's here, and I don't know,
loosey goosey,
get a little loosey goosey. But no, man, so nano frames, that was a fun sit down. Learned a lot too, but like you said with Bastion, it was super dope of him. He was in Munich. Was Munich, Germany was where he was at last night. So he was like on at like 1 a.m. or something when we were on at like 7 or something like that. So big shout out to him for talking with us, and I'm definitely excited for Monday to go ahead and get these things ready to go. That'll be an interesting experience to buy stuff with ADA, right? Like it's a cool concept.
First time like shopping for something physical with through Cardano and ADA.
Oh yeah,
it's crypto in general. I think that's cool. It's just big to do that.
Right. Yeah, no, I know. So I mean, as soon as last week, when we shut down this podcast, something crazy had happened. TJ, our favorite profile pic guy over here, he had mentioned the chilled Kongs to us, and we kind of both, me and Tom, just like, oh yeah, okay, sounds good, I've heard about it, and just that was the end of the conversation.
Dismissed me.
More monkeys, more apes, more profile pictures.
Dude, there was so many apes that were out already. It was the Ape Club, was one that had just minted, and then of course the Chill Kongs, another monkey one, and of course we even had space apes that we knew from Lovelace that were getting ready to drop. But I think it was almost like 2 a.m. when I was getting ready to go to bed last week, And you guys were already off at that point. I was getting ready to sign off, and I jumped into the because I was curious about the space apes. I'm like, one of these things are like, it reminded me of the space apes, right? So I go into the OG adaNOT Discord for Lovelace. I'm sitting in there, and the OG adaNOT, shout out to them because they always are ahead of like all these projects. And somebody typed in the chat there like, yo, these things are almost sold out. There's only 400 left of them. I'm like, oh, like, should we get it? And I just instant FOMO'd. I was like, I'm going. It's 34 ADA. Like, jumped right on the website. I'm like, whatever. It's 34 ADA. Worst case, I lose 34 ADA, and bought 2 of them. And then like within, I don't know, 20 minutes, they sold out the rest of those 400. And dude, right? And then little did we know that was going to spark a whole revolution for smart contract marketplaces. And then an Ethereum group of people got into Cardano. It was a crazy few days. It felt like a whirlwind. It was like hype, and then it like kind of leveled down. And then now, you know, they're still doing pretty well compared to where they're at mint price wise. And I don't know too much about the project itself, but.
Well, I mean, that was my biggest takeaway was the Ethereum side. I wasn't real into them just because of the kind of over the apes and the derivative projects, but they did well if you bought them. And for people that were looking for value to resell, they did amazing. But the fact they did bring over people from Ethereum, and you're hearing a lot of stories, not only from Ethereum, but just from people coming in and getting their first NFT. There's a lot of stories for that with these. They seem to bring a lot of people in, and that's always good, regardless of, you know, whether the project's fantastic or whether or not I necessarily wanted to buy it. But
well, the thing about them, which kind of like stood out too, was like it reminded you like of that Ethereum drop. It was another monkey project, these apes that just seem to be the popular thing. Everybody's riding off that Bored Ape fame on this stuff. And they seem to be one of the more art styles that were definitely more similar to that
Very
actual,
similar to it.
like just, yeah, the Kong, right? It's a different style. It looks a little bit different, but yeah, if you look at the artwork, I think that was the big attraction, and it got Ethereum people.
I liked him.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was nothing. Again, it was just another profile pic, and I know TJ's huge on those things. And me and Tommy, maybe we should listen to you a little bit more on these.
Well, this is like 1 out of like 10 I've mentioned though that actually did really well.
I know, and they did do really well. And it was crazy to see too, because it made a big shift, which we'll talk about here soon, as in the smart contract marketplaces too. Because, you know, everybody on Ethereum side so used to the OpenSea side, just, hey, let me jump in, mint this real quick, and then I'm out. And everybody got over here and they're like, wait, I have to buy this off the secondary, and the guy can cancel on me, and I have to wait 24 hours up there to get my thing. And they're like, what? So it definitely brought a crazy crowd over. And I remember that floor jumped from, I don't know what it was. It was like 60, 70
or something to 200.
Like, yeah, it was like over at one point. It was at one point it was almost 300. Like these guys were going crazy for their stuff.
Fucking awesome. Like great for the people that bought in and were just like,
oh,
hell yeah, let's get more apes, and then we're able to flip those like that. I mean, that works well too, you know,
bro.
That's what it's all about sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, again, the artwork to me, like some of these, like
they look clean, they look great. Yeah, like even what was you did one recently, the Apocalypse one, TJ. They were another profile picture one, and I think the art looks clean. They look good. The layering was done well. These were done really well. You know, all the attributes fit and everything into the picture and sit right on their head and aren't bleeding through or anything like that. There's no like clipping on their ears, but just wasn't one I was eyeing, but I'm glad it's brought so many people in and taken off for the people that bought it.
Yeah, I definitely I'm glad that it did that, and at the same time it was like it kind of opened the eyes for everybody too, of like, and okay, Cardano's got NFTs, like how do you do that? And it brought a new influx of buyers into the market.
It was 10,000 or 8,000.
Yeah, I think there were 8,000 of these,
or 8,800 or something like that.
Yeah, something
but
like
still,
that.
I've been surprised a lot recently, and I've liked it that these bigger projects have been selling out. These 10,000, 8,800 again. We're seeing that kind of come back. We're seeing I still miss so many. When you look at the calendar for even just CNFTs dropping for the week, there's so many projects I've never even heard of. And then you kind of look at the tools and see like 5 or 6 new projects that came out that you've never even seen before. But for the most part, it seems like there's not as many being pushed out that are just reposts or scam or pulled from Google Images. It seems like they're at least kind of putting some effort. And I like seeing the 10Ks and 8Ks sell out again.
Yeah, that was nice to see that. And again, it sold out pretty, it was like a wave, like effect, like you said, like all of a sudden it was like the hype built up instantly, like, oh shoot, there's only a few more of these things left. Boom. And then they all sold out. And then the secondary sales started going crazy on these things.
There was 4,400 left. And I told you guys, and that was like 11 or it was like 11:30.
And so by 2 a.m. they were sold out, which is crazy. So I ended up minting a couple of those, and then
happy for you.
And I ended up flipping a few of those because I wanted to do the one person that I've been, supporting for a while now, and I'm OG Adanaut over there, and they did their Halloween drop, which is supposed to be a fun thing. That was only 13 ADA of 10K drop that sold out as well.
That was like a sneak drop, wasn't it? Like
it was
super stealth. Like all of a sudden he's just like, hey guys, these are live.
Yeah, the stealth drop on that stuff sold
awesome,
out.
yeah.
And then 13 ADA, they had their own marketplace, and then they ended up being the key to mint 1-to-1 for the Space Ape Club. So it became its own 10K project. And this was pretty much almost sold out through the entire pre-sale. And I think there was 400 left that they opened up to the public. And then after that, they were gone. And dude, these things, again, it's the ape style artwork. I'm pretty sure when I watched, I think Weblace had mentioned it when they were looking for an artist to do these things. They were asking somebody to draw basically a bored ape in their own take of it. And one of the artists that they selected for this, the guy did really well with it. And that was the inspiration to say, okay, now design these apes over here. So to me, they're a little smaller looking, but they've got all these crazy traits. It's all like, space themed, and it's got like aliens, so they had some cool stuff. And I know I minting 9 of them because that's how many of those things I had left. So this is one of my favorite ones that I ended up actually getting on secondary market. But to me, it looks dope.
I look clean. I like them a lot.
Yeah, like the artwork looks really nice, and I minted just the most plain one over here, but I think it looks one of my favorite ones, just how clean it looks. Like there's no crazy stuff in it.
It's just a plain ape and like a white
and no accessories.
Yeah, it's just like a clean. I do like the backgrounds on these a lot. Some of these are actually not bad. I like some of the backgrounds.
Well, they look super nice, and I know even when you zoom in on these things, like the artwork and stuff, it looks really nice, right? Like on this stuff. So I was a big fan of Lovelace already and what they were building on these things. So the fact that they dropped another 10K and were able to sell out with full demand almost in the pre-sale, and they had to open it up to the public just so they could just say, here you go, guys. Like some people got a chance to get one. But these are, they're doing pretty well. I think they minted most of them minted at 35 ADA in that pre-sale. And they opened up for 45 ADA for the last 400 of them, sold out. And, they're doing well as well. So they got Chilled Kongs has competition, as well as the ADA Ape Club was the other ones out there. Mm-hmm. So you got three 8 projects that are released within the same week over here. I mean, are we getting tired of these things? Or it's why the apes? Like, what is that? Like, just because of the bored apes? It
is because of the bored apes. I mean, me though. I like the profile pictures. I think they're all unique and cool in their own way, in a sense. They're so similar but yet so different, if that, you know what I'm saying, like, because these are all space.
Well, you can get a real connection to, like, there's so many variations that you can usually find that like you really connect with, or like how it looks exactly like it has the attributes that had the shirt that you wanted to match for your guy. You see people connect them. I know the DGens, they do it a lot, where people want the one that looks like them the most.
Right. Yeah. Well,
I was looking today for the Space Ape one with the cape and the possessed eyes. I was looking for a clean one of just that. I could not find one without an accessory on them.
I know. I think I have a cape when my guys eyes are closed on them. Something. That's why when I was on secondary market, I ended up snagging this guy because I love, my favorite color is green on here. So he had the green background with the green glowing mouth with the green, like teal green, like almost like sea green skin on there, and the eyes were all like glowed out. So to me, this thing was super, super clean, and managed to pick it up for 50 ADA off the secondary. So I was like, that's not a bad price to me at all.
He's getting that space radiation. He's not. That's just intense. I like the other one a lot with the mushroom planet you had, whereas this one I like this one a lot with the purple sky and like the mushroom background planet. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the artwork looks super clean. We'll see. I know if you're anything about Lovelace Publishing on there, dude, that guy's a master at marketing and generating hype for his projects. And then he also adds utility too, man. Like I said, I've been promoting him from the beginning. Again, the Adanauts haven't even released yet. So those are going to be the next drop that are coming out after this. But the Space Apes are definitely taking over the Ada Apes projects on the NFTs. Hopefully we're done a little bit. Maybe we could take a break after this on some of these 8 projects. I don't need another one sitting in here, but I'm glad the last few of them have been pretty clean artwork, and it's not just something.
I'm personally not as much into them like the apes, just because of that. Because I like the creativity in some of the newer things we're seeing. Like Equine is going to be such a different project than anything at least I've seen or experienced.
Yeah.
So I don't really get in on them, but at least I'm just happy that they're for them. Successful. They sell out and they work well for the people that do buy into them. They don't. tank immediately and screw everyone over. So I am happy to see. It's good. It's always good just for Cardano when you see that, when people are making money and doing well. That's always what you like to see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then again, whatever the utility these guys bring, I think after a while, like you said, the Apes had, and the reason Bored Apes, the success behind them was the exclusivity to the club, the utility that's built into owning one of those, right? So I think for these things to succeed, because there is such an oversaturation, even now coming into Cardano, you have to give something for an incentive for people to keep buying in. Or
I think I saw somewhere that in January there's an announcement for something like that, like like a utility or exclusives for owning a space. But he didn't say what it was, but I'm assuming it's something like that.
Yeah, I like the backgrounds on all these. Like all of yours have like dynamic backgrounds, are not just plain colors, and I actually like when they do that kind of stuff. It really changes it up. It just adds that extra element too of a different layer of rarity that's not just shoes or something. Like it actually is something that's a little more like interesting to look at, and they can get really creative and go to town with. Like this one, the Aurora looks great. That's amazing.
They did really well. I mean, even if you look at some of the ones that they're in, like some of them have like like a stomach and stuff like that. Like you're in the back of one. It's like crazy looking what some of these look like. But again, there was one of the top ones. I think the other one over there sold for $27.50 ADA.
Wow.
For like so even people are buying into it, and and we'll see where they go from here. But the fact that they sold out and almost the pre-sale on a 10K drop, even that in today's standards right now, where I feel like this is a big week for a lot of stuff going on. Congrats to them, man. That's awesome for them.
Well, and I like that he does a good introduction price. They're not 55 ADA. They're nothing crazy to get in on. What were these? 35, 33?
35.
Like, yeah, the Halloween drop was 13 ADA, and those ones, there's only,
and you could have bought at it.
Yeah,
you could have bought at 8 ADA too on the floor to get into these things. So basically it was a 1-to-1 mint, which was nice. So it avoided a lot of the bots because it required you to actually have purchased something else already, which was nice. And then the mint process for that TJ too, when we were doing that, was super smooth. Like it was literally, here you go, here's the address, and it picked up. Like if you didn't have the right amount of apes in there on the one, or if you overbought or whatever, instant refund. So whatever they were using for their minter on that was super chill, like super easy.
Or if you sent from the wrong wallet with your apes in, like I did, like an idiot.
I know. Didn't you message Lovelace? And he was
I did. I was like, I don't know why I got refunded. What happened? I have a banana. I have an original Halloween ape. I bought him the night they dropped on Halloween. And he's like, check your policies. I was like, I write policy, and then I wrote back, big oof, bro. My bad. It's from my Daedalus wallet.
I didn't realize that's what it was, TJ, because I didn't realize they had a 1-to-1 whitelist or a like ticket holder to get into the sale. So I just thought you were asking him and we're just looking in the wrong wallet. Like he sent it to your Daedalus and you're out on the road looking at your Droid and you're like, oh, this one didn't go through. What the hell? I thought you did both. I didn't realize that you had to be in on the Halloween drop to get in on this one, and you just had not connected the right wallet on your purchase.
Yeah, you had a whole
okay, so you had to be a holder. That's why you got refunded. I didn't get that part when you first told me.
Like, why did they get refunded? What happened?
All right.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I had a good time with that, man. For some reason, I don't know if other things are going to do something similar with these whitelists and things like that. Just because it is
anti-bot. That's
so much easier, dude. So much. It was so much more stress, like free too. That was the fun part about it, right?
And I mean, it's not, 13.8 is not nothing, but it's still, it's as far as wanting to get into a good project and actually having a real chance then, at least would rather, pay 10, 13.8 to get an NFT early in and like a fun one like the Halloween one, and then get a chance at the actual drop, or just have to go like, throw your hat in the ring and see if you get in on the full 10K drop that just sells out and you don't get anything.
Yeah. Well, everybody was, I remember like when they started minting too, Twitter started, like everybody, obviously they were good about marketing it, and everybody's like, where can I get this? Where can I get this? And everybody's like, how are they minting these? Like, that's not fair that they were able to do this. And it was like, man, they've been announcing this stuff for so long. If you guys didn't see it or didn't research it, or you didn't pay ADA to get one of them in there, like, you missed out. It just was what it was. Go buy them on the secondary now. And, speaking of the secondary market, that sparked between the chilled Kongs and all these other projects. There was a lot of debate this past week with smart contract marketplaces coming to light. I don't know, guys. I don't know if the world's coming to an end here soon or not, but CNFT has smart contracts finally.
Well, chilled Kong too. They kind of drew a line in the sand, right?
They pretty much did, right? Like they said, hey guys, all these Ethereum guys came over and were like, I want whatever I'm buying now. Like as soon as I buy it, I want it. I'm not waiting 24 hours for this person to to manipulate the floor gets messed up, and then all of a sudden I miss out on my purchases, and now I missed my opportunity. They were like, no, I don't want that. Everybody go to JPEG Store, go to Genesis House, go to Token. We need smart contracts, buy. And JPEG Store took off this past week.
That one especially, because imagine the amount of people that probably purchased like at that 80-90 floor, like when we were recording, and got it to go through right away because it's smart contract, and watch that an hour and a half later go up to like 300 or the next day. But the amount of people that would have missed out if they were sitting there waiting for someone to sell, and that person was also watching the floor go up to 120, 200, they were never going to send for 80. You'd have been screwed.
I know. Oh no, that was exactly what ended up happening for a lot of those people. So yeah, all of a sudden JPEG Store, which I know I hadn't really messed around with until all this happened. Like as soon as the Chilled Kong thing came out, that literally was what made me go to JPEG Store. I went over there and I didn't realize how easy it was. You literally just scroll and connect your NAMI wallet, and you don't have to sign up for an account. You don't have to do any of that. It's just connect your wallet and sign into it, add your collateral, your 5 ADA into that, and you're in. And then everything that they have is all based on the collections out. They don't have every NFT that's in your wallet. You're not going to be able to sell. It's only for the policies that are verified for them. So, any collections that are in there, you can go ahead, scroll, find whatever it is. And then, like you said, I know Space Hoods, and then boom, you're right there. You click on it and click buy, and it's yours.
Yeah, it's super easy.
So simple right now. And the cool thing about these guys as well is that there's royalties implemented. That's why everybody's pushing the JPEG Store over here too, because big thing on CNFT is that these guys have been doing all these sales over there, but the creators of the actual project aren't getting their percentage over there as well. So over here, I know Clay Nation was a big push on JPEG Store as well to say, guys, go ahead and list your stuff over here because we can go ahead and get royalties on these things. So do keep in mind that if you are doing a sale on here, you're pretty much losing almost about 5% of whatever that sale is. Just in case you guys are doing that. But the cool thing is too, like you said, if I was to scroll over here and actually do my wallet for what I wanted to do, I could go look what's in my wallet, what's a verified project right here. And as soon as I wanted to go say I wanted to list, one of my gingerbreads or whatever it was, I could just literally
200 data,
boom, ready to go. Like a simple thing, you sign the transaction, sell it, and then it's out of my wallet. It's in a secure smart contract, and then it's gone. And as soon as somebody buys it, ADA comes right to my wallet and we're done. If I want to unlist the thing, I sign a transaction to put it back into my wallet and it's good to go.
You can even adjust the price too. You can actually just without having to delist it, you can just change the price right there on it.
Oh yeah, I think I have like some stuff up, right? That's
cool.
Yeah, so you can say I want
update price right there, and just change it without having to unlist it or anything.
Yeah, or I don't know if it'll let me do it because it yelled at me I said I was a whale, dude. They were like, you can't update the price on this. So if I was to say, I want to do it for 45 thing, it yelled at me the other day because I don't know. Sometimes if you have too much in there, like see how it was a royalty. So it's 4% is what the fee is, or see, it's not even letting me do it right now. But there was a message the other day that popped up and it was like, you are a whale alert. You have too many things inside your wallet right now. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Like I didn't know that.
It's not a bad problem to have.
I was like, all right, no worries. But yeah, it was kind of cool to be able to have that easy functionality, and people were looking for that. The only problem with the JPEG Store is that there wasn't too much on them at that time, but Chilled Kongs were on there, right? And you could see, the floor was pretty much, it was a big difference from what it was on CNFT. And that is because, people have to commit to that price. That's the big thing, right?
Like pretty high floor, honestly.
Oh no, they're doing really well. Right? And the cool thing too, is you can say, they have their basic, it can sort by these different properties and stuff like that. You can see the activity for all the recent sales. So that's kind of cool. It merges a little bit of the open CNFT thing. They're just lacking some basic search functions and stuff for certain things right now, but they're improving stuff in the favorites and stuff like that. So as soon as they can start getting caught up on some of those things, man, these guys have given them some serious competition. And like you said, Tom, that put a line in the sand.
I mean, it looks a lot like OpenSea, which is a good thing. I mean, because that runs great. Right. Everything's there that you need and everyone's familiar with it. So everything's right where you want it to be as far as like you're looking at the volume sold, the floor, it's all in the same place as it is on OpenSea, which is familiar. And then we were talking about this some with Bastion last night, I know, is that or CNFT.io just got their smart contracts. Would we have seen it maybe this fast without like JPEG Store, these other like marketplaces coming in kind of lighting a fire under them and pushing them along and showing like we can come in and do this better than you've been doing it. People are upset with how this has been, you know, how these projects have kind of been handled as far as getting verified and then also getting screwed over by either not getting the sale or not getting the purchase in time. So they've seen these spaces and they're trying to fill this void. I mean, it was a surprise they came out with it so fast, because if they didn't, I mean, they may have been passed by very quickly here.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing, what's a crazy thing now is if you go to CNFT right now, the same kind of thing. We just said it was what 180 floor over on JPEG store for these guys. So if you come over here, even the lowest one, and take out the auction part of this, 149. So there is there's definitely a price difference on that. But if you scroll a little bit farther now, if you notice, I'll see when we find the first one that has a smart contract, there's a little lightning bolt symbol here. It means it's smart contract enabled. So if I was to click on this, you have the instant buy with NAMI on here. Or the only cool thing which we would give nod to for CNFT for doing is you can buy with other wallets as well. So it's not limited to just NAMI, whereas JPEG store right now is. So you're able to buy with your data list, your Roy, your
Show us how it works. Buy one right now.
I'm okay right now. I'm good, you know, but so that's definitely a cool option that they've added into there. And there's also a I don't know if I can find it over here, but there's an option too to just only sort by like the smart contracts, right?
Yeah.
So
just like you can sort by like auction or sort by buy now before. Yeah, they have it the same way.
Yeah. So that's a really cool concept, and you know, it's I never thought I'd see today, right? It was just like Cardano, like, are they gonna ever have smart contracts? And I know that was the big thing. And Stale, you know, for CNFT, he's been getting a lot of shit lately for this. And he actually did a space this week with Cardano Man and kind of answered some tough questions that the community had for him, and pretty much was like, yeah, dude, like, I understand what you guys are saying. Like, we needed to get caught up onto this stuff. We've been super busy. We have over 100,000 different projects onto our system. So it was we want to make sure we were rolling it out right. But like you said, Tom, I don't know if we would have saw him right now.
Not this fast, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm glad that we did, because this is healthy competition for this stuff, right?
I was going to say they're keeping the fight going. Like, if they wouldn't have came out this earlier, this quick, I think then the other store would pass them. But right now, people, you know, are going to feel out which one they like better and see which one has the features that kind of keep the community there. Because like you said, this one still has that accessibility with the other wallets, and that kind of gives them that edge. So as long as they keep it also running smooth and doesn't take an hour and a half to load the NFTs when you're searching, and the purchases go through, they're kind of limiting it too, right? It's like a 500 data limit right now. So they're going to make sure it starts rolling out and works before they really start getting into like huge sales, it sounds like, which is probably the smart way to do it, because you don't want to be stuck with those refunds. I love that JPEG store tells you, hey, you have too many things in your wallet, so it's not probably loading right now. It's like, no kidding, that's why I'm on here. I'm trying to sell these things. People are buying them. I wouldn't have this problem. Let me sell.
I got a whale alert, and I'm like,
I need to change the price so someone will buy this, and then I won't have so much stuff in my wallet. Thanks, JPEG store.
I'm trying to make a little bit of ADA right here, right? Yeah, they just roasting you while you're going. And that's cool to see. And I know Genesis House is another one which I haven't experimented with over there. They're going a token, which has been great because they do have the bundled assets, which is another big feature that, you know, especially for people who own PAVIA and other things like that, or people who get derivative artwork of, like, say, you know, a dead pixel and they get the 3D one by Fauna, you know, they want to maybe bundle the two together, so you're selling them as a thing. So I think that's a big thing that people need to still implement into these different things. But it's cool that there's an outlet for these different areas, and we're starting to see progress, right? Like, that helps drive the price and the action too for a lot of this stuff too, because I just wait, like, the final catalyst, I feel like, is when the CNFT.io, because, like, that's the main one, right? Once they are able to get the full everything under smart contract on there, and there's no more of this canceling and stuff, you're going to see the true real prices for these projects start to develop, and you're going to have, you know, some healthy competition and some good sales finally start to take place, because now people, once they buy, and it's done.
Well, especially with those like royalties and other fees that these websites or marketplaces are charging, it's going to make you want to, like you just said, 4%. Like, well, I don't want to lose 4% of my actual, return on investment in a sense. So I want to increase the price. That's going to drive, like you said, the floor up more just from doing that.
Well, it's cool because
when you're selling it, you got to build that price in, like, you know,
exactly.
Pay that. Yeah, sometimes you're going to take that hit, or you're going to make the buyer, you know, if they're FOMOing in or there's enough demand, the buyer's got to take that hit. They're going to pay that extra 4% you're going to put on top.
It's like, I want 2,500 to take home, but I don't want to list it for 2,500. So I'm going to list it for like 2,700, whatever the
the fee number is. Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing about all these different things, is each of them has their little thing. I know Token over there actually allows you to choose whether you want the seller to pay for the fees or if you want the buyer to pay for the fees. So that's an option for them as well. So each one of these guys has these different cool, features into them. And it's just like, who's going to be the one that's going to just come in and this is it, like the open sea of this area. Cause I know there's other different marketplaces there for Ethereum, but that's like the big one. And I think CNFT needs to keep doing what they're doing in order to keep that, because we all got introduced to CNFTs on CNFT.io.
And they have the most projects on there, honestly. They're first, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have the most, and people are going to be the most familiar with them because of that.
Yeah, they just need to keep up. So it's cool to see those different things going. And, I know Steele and all these guys are getting a lot of hate for some stuff this week. But I mean, at least a shout out to, the space. You need them to succeed. We all need, we need these guys to do good. If they don't, it hurts everybody in the long run until this stuff happens. So
yeah, and that's the biggest marketplace. So them getting that is a big step, for everyone.
Yeah. So it's cool to see, these different things, and I'm glad it's getting easier, dude. Like, cause that was one of the most frustrating things. I remember on CNFT where you're scrolling, the pages are loading and it's taking forever. And then you go on jpg.store and it's like, and I was just clicking through because there's not nearly as many assets on it. It was nice that, it's going to be nice when all that works pretty seamlessly one day.
And it's getting that close too. It's all working pretty well as far as, especially the stuff with Nami wallet. And the smart contract purchases on that have been pretty easy. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the little bit of the stress-free stuff over here, we have quite possibly the biggest CNFT drop happening this year, coming up this Saturday for EquineNFT, which I know we're all super pumped about over here.
Cannot wait.
Dude, this is I think this is like one of those if you're in the CNFT space and you plan to be here long term, this is like one of those must mint ones to kind of jump into. If you're looking to hold something long term, again, not financial advice or anything for us, but this is something I think long term is going to be a very cool project. Over here, you guys, I know I'm excited. TJ, I know we're able to sell some stuff to be able to mint into this week as well. So dude, I know Fiducian, and it's backed by Fiducian and a great team of people out there that are building this game for this, EquineNFT. We've mentioned it plenty of times over here on our channel and the podcast throughout the past few weeks, but it's finally here, right?
No, wait.
Well, I think team, it's like 15 people on their team. It's not like a small group of guys.
Oh, they got some squad. Oh, it's definitely not they've got a lot of, what do we say? I mean, there's way more to them than these these guys, but
a full squad. It's a lot of people they have working with them as far as the game and the background stuff. This is probably just the core guys, but the people they have working on with them with doing the game and all the other assets and stuff like that, it's a big team.
Well, the crazy thing to do is again, I got introduced. The only reason I knew about this really was from Fiducian, right? He's big collector and he's a big figure inside the CNFT space himself. But everybody was kind of following, so that you feel confident in the team backing it, and then you start to see all the AMAs and these people start to talk, and again, not even on top of the artwork itself, these things look sick.
Those jockeys and horses look so tight.
I didn't know the horses were going to get that crazy. I thought they were just gonna be brown horse, black horse, white horse,
maybe a unicorn, just get a little crazy.
Maybe, I thought it was still going to be much more grounded and just realistic horse breeding. I didn't think they were going to have fucking traits like that you're gonna be able to read out. That's sweet. That's way crazier than I thought.
This the devil one, the unicorn kind of thing, the skull.
It's like an ice horse. No, it's it looks like that one's it's got icicles and stuff coming off its legs, and it's
I saw they have a donkey on there. They have a donkey.
That devil one's unsettling to look at because it looks like it's been skinned, it's its underlaying muscle. That looks weird.
Oh, it does. It looks like tissue.
It looks like all just muscle.
It looks so cool though. I'm so excited to see what this is. But yeah, the EquineNFT is it's not just the NFT. They are changing the game. The one thing, because they knew they had a bunch of hype built behind these guys. Everybody in this space is looking at them, and we're waiting to see what their drop structure was going to be. What were they going to do? Was it going to be an address space? Was it going to be a whitelist? How were they going to do it? And they kind of flipped the script and said, you know what, guys, we're not here for the flippers. We're here to, if you want to be in the project, we're going to let you be in the project. And they open on Saturday, December 18th at 0:01 UTC. So it's 7 p.m. over here for us on the 17th on that Friday night. 250 ADA for it. And it's not just an NFT, it's a bundle pack, right? You get the horse, you get the jockey, and you get the skin on that stuff, right? So you have three different things that you're going to be getting inside of this stuff, right?
Well, you were saying though too, because you read I haven't read the paper yet, but you were saying that if you breed them, you can't race them.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
there's so many
like the
different
end of their career. Yeah, you'd breed them out.
Yeah, there's so many different things. So you get like, well, just to start, like dial it back, like, so you buy the NFT, right? 250 ADA is the price that they're going to go ahead and go with, and it's going to be a bundle. It's not going to be just the one. So you're getting three different technically NFTs with that 250 ADA price, which is still really nothing compared to what Ethereum stuff is, right?
Mhm.
And once you buy that stuff, it's an open mint too. It's they need to sell at least 5,000 of these things before the mint will close, and if it sells over 10,000 of them, then they'll adjust based on the stats with DNA and different traits and stuff like that. So, it's a 24-hour mint, and that way it eliminates the flippers. There's no incentive for the bots to get in, buy, steal the supply up, and then flip the next day because FOMO, people missed out. If you got 24 hours to do it, and then after that, these things for the pioneer horses, they close, which is definitely a new, interesting approach. And I kind of like it, right? Like
The 24-hour drop. No, yeah, I like that a lot because I mean,
very stress-free.
There's not going to be any secondary FOMO because everyone that wanted one is going to be able to buy in. So unless they have those crazy rare traits or something that someone just wants to pay more for themselves, everyone that's going to at least want a chance at the roll of the dice on the mint, they're going to get that chance to do it. It's not going to crash the system or anything like that, or there's not gonna be any congestion or clogged up networks. So everyone's gonna be able to get one. And I mean, for what they're trying to do, which is not make something that you can just flip the next day, which is actually makes like a cool game and breeding and collectible trading,
racing and
NFT,
betting, possibly.
Want as many people to get into it as they can, so that that foundation's built for the community when those things are actually implemented.
Yeah, and it's cool because it goes way in depth. Like if you read the white paper, which I did, I think it's 22 pages last night. I was actually like diving into it. I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot, because I was listening to like a space with them too, and they were really talking about it. And again, these horses right now, when you get them, they have an 18-month lifespan on them, and it's basically 1 month is 1 year in real time. So you have about a year and a half before this thing will actually become it'll be young from 0 to 6 years old, or 0 to 6 months old, an adult from 6 to 11 months, and then a senior from 11 plus years. And then when it hits that 18th year, it dies. Like your horse is gone, like, and depending on how well he did through his races, if he's like of noble stature, he either becomes a ghost and you get to get a ghost token into mint a new NFT, or it turns into an actual trophy. There's one of two. There's one of two options that happen, and people can actually sell those because again, it's the pioneer horses. There's only going to be 10,000 of these things. So when your horse eventually does die, you'll get a pioneer kind of token to mint a new pioneer horse. So there'll never be any more of those. So those tokens may sell for really well as well at one point down the line as well.
If you just have like a dog shit horse, do you get like a
like
Elmer's Glue NFT? Like your horse is turned into dog food.
Oh my God.
Jesus, dude. That's fucking
no, I do like though, like, so everyone
dark on that.
Everyone that wants to play the game though is gonna be 250 or get something to be able to play later. It's that 250 ADA, as opposed to just, are you fast enough on Daedalus? Oh, you weren't fast enough and you really want to play. Now you got to spend 700 ADA on the secondary market. Like everyone's going to be able to get in, which is just, I like that idea a lot.
It's again, it prevents against the flippers. They're not there for that. There's no, people are like, how's it going to provide value? It's like, dude, this is a game. Like look into this stuff. We're not here just to make a profile pic kind of drop and then you take it, flip it, and then you move on. It's just like, that's not this at all.
And they just want you to be able to get in. Like if you guys want you to be able to play and see what we have in line for the future and be excited with us. As opposed to having to get you just railroaded on the secondary, where if you really want to get in, and now you have to spend 1,080 because you weren't fast enough on your Roy wallet, or you're driving in the car, or you're at work or something, you just couldn't buy it. There's so many reasons why you wouldn't be able to get in at that set time, like some of the other drops. So
well, I mean, I like it because it's stress-free too, right?
Well, yeah, I know. We're all excited. Imagine, TJ, like if we were out or couldn't get it at 7 p.m., you're handling like your, a baby or something like that. And it's like, oh, I missed a drop. It's sold out in 5 minutes. And now I have to go spend a fortune on a secondary. Like, no, everyone's going to get their shot to get one.
Tell the baby to go get it.
Yeah, right. Well, the crazy thing too is that, again, it's a game, right? So the cool part about this is that each one of these things that they have their own DNA, they have their physical and mental stats, which are like intrinsic. Like some of this stuff is like, you can see all your stats, and then some of the mental stuff is not visible at all. So it's just going to determine what your, the rarity, I guess, outside of just the skin itself for these things. They're going to have, it's going to be tied to like some of their physical and mental stats for your jockeys as well. And inside of that, you're going to be able to train your horse to go ahead and boost those stats up and make it, better to do, inside the actual racing game itself. And, if we're reading that white paper, like we had talked about, TJ, there's one of two options for these things, right? Like you can either choose to race and train and build up like this stud horse that just wins, and you can possibly bet on them and win ADA. I know they're looking at doing something along those lines of how, I don't know how the exact, concept of how they're going to go about doing the payments for that stuff. But basically, you're going to be able to, here's my horse. It has these stats built into it right here. They're going to simulate the race for it. And then at the end of that, if you win, they're going to be paying you out ADA. So you're going to buy in of ADA, and you're going to race and then possibly win the pot for it. So you can build like a stud, or
that's sick.
Or you could go ahead and, they're like, never mind. We're going to go, I'm going to take this guy away out. He's a stud. Like he's got some sick traits. He looks amazing. I want to breed this thing. As soon as you choose that option on there, that's a big decision for you though. It's because once you do that, you can no longer race that horse. So it's like, what do you want to play? You got two games almost built into one right there. Like, do you do the racing? Do you do the breeding? Because there's also new built-in features to that too, where you can actually lend out, like you said, for the stud itself, like the actual male horse, you can actually, people can buy in to say, hey, your horse is sick. Like come mate with my female horse, and because he's got good traits and I want to build, a cool baby out of that. And people will pay you ADA to rent out like your stud horse. Like it's really wild, like concept that, it's
well,
almost,
you can breed after you race, right? Like you can have your horse race some and then breed. Yeah, because that's how you win those races. You get that pedigree, and you're like, I got my horse was placed 5 times. He's got first place 3 times out of that. This is the stud right here, so you kind of build up that reputation, and also then you get those extra stats because you are like training and racing them. So I assume that builds on its stats, and then you can breed it for it's all-time high.
So I didn't realize though we were racing for like the pot too. Like I didn't know that. I didn't know you actually get to win money as the racer too.
Oh, dude, there's so much that goes into this stuff. Like even like the breeding and stuff, like you said, there's rare or hidden recessive coat genes in there, which may get hidden behind the parents' DNA. So they you may get new color horses that you wouldn't even know about unless you bred them, which are crazy. Like add some depth into this. It's not just like surface level like stuff in there. The training and stuff, they're gonna, I don't know exactly how they, they have a training plan that you can kind of pre-select some stuff out there, and I guess they don't get sick or injured from races, so you can continue to do that. You have jockeys that different personality types that offer different stats and different ways to help the race itself. And then like you said, you have horse skins, jockey skins, and deluxe skins, so you're able to get into some crazy, like you said, the magical horses, the space, that demon horse, like all kinds of crazy stuff. You have jockeys that there was like an alien one on the website there.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then there's deluxe skins where it's almost like akin to like I don't know, I heard Fadukin talking about this, and it's almost like microtransactions ish, where you could get certain things for certain ADA for that.
That's all right though. Like I'm cool with that. If people want to pay for a little more to get cosmetic things, that's perfectly fine. You see that like when we play Rocket League, games free to play now. Like, a lot of games, so many games are free to play. Call of Duty, I know Warzone is free to play, and you get like the cosmetic changes on your character. You get the dog to follow you or whatever. I'm curious, like the training and how that's going to work. Because I just don't want to see any sort of like pay to win microtransactions. Like I can pay 50 ADA and get a card power up that gives me +2 speed for one race, and now I'm just like blowing through people in all these races and winning all my ADA back because I pay more money than anyone else. I don't want to see that, but it seems like they have a pretty good system where that's not going to be the case.
It doesn't seem like it's a pay to win.
It does not seem like that's what they're going for.
Like you have to actually spend time training the horse like you would in real life, I feel like.
And just get lucky with the stats and kind of the breed and everything. Like
the role of him,
exactly.
And they say like there's not, just because you have a great stats doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win everything, because it also comes into like the trainer and utilizing horses. There's different tracks and stuff, so there's certain horses that are
different
better
surfaces, different if it's raining, running in the slop,
so there's cool different things, and they're going to have their Equine's going to have their own DApp that they can go ahead and you can select all this different stuff to set up your races. It's going to be wild. Like you can actually like hook up your horse to this thing, and basically it says after the horse and its jockey are selected, a player will select a gate and wait for the race to kick off. And then during the race, you have a front row seat to see how well the racing duo performs. Like, it's going to simulate the actual race for you. And then afterwards, the race ends, you receive your prize. And then man, it's such a weird thing to think about, but it's actually really cool. The more you actually start reading into this whole thing and what they got planned, it's a game, right? It's a game that I've actually, most of these guys that say they want to make a game now, it's like, I'm never going to play that thing ever. I'm over here playing AAA games. I got a hard time trying to do these. You think I'm going to sit here do a crypto game and do that? Yeah. And then this one actually has me interested in wanting to play it right now, which I would never would have thought I wanted to play a horse racing game.
You don't even almost play though. It's more like the playing is all like the managing part beforehand. That's what I like, is that you're going to be like kind of actively involved raising your little horse. And then it comes to like Derby day, you get your big hat out, we're all be chilling watching a race. Like, you don't have to do anything.
Through our nano frames. Yeah,
exactly. Just put on your fancy clothes and check it out and like watching the race.
Well, the crazy thing too is, like TJ, you were saying, is that we were talking about like, hey, can I go down to my PAVIA stadium and go bet on my horse races?
That's what I'm bet on my horse.
Well, here they specifically mentioning that though, is like racing entry fees and stuff like that. So they literally will do prize, like payouts are going to be derived from 90% of the combined entry fees, out of which the top 3 placing horses will win earnings. Typically, first place takes 60%, second place 25%, and third place 15% of the prize payouts. And then the final 10% of the entry fees will use to fund the platform maintenance and development. So free races will not require an entry fee, and we'll still offer prizes in ADA, but the free races aren't going to be hosted basically as regular as the standard races. And then also you can even win special skins or NFTs won during special events throughout the year for racing in there.
I would be curious how the gambling would work though, because like FanDuel and
right,
is it DraftKings and stuff like that, if you're in a certain state
in the
or
US,
area, you can't bet. So I'd be curious to see how they would handle that as far as the betting
all
goes.
Underground, just like illegal bookies. There's gonna be like a dark alley on PAVIA that you have to go
What's
down
the passcode?
They're gonna portal into this, like
you're gonna go to PAVIA and like exactly find like some dude in a trench coat. He's gonna be like the ADA loan shark, give you like 10,000 ADA, 5% juice a week.
Oh shoot, dude, that's funny. But yeah, obviously they can't say we condone betting. Like obviously they're saying betting is not considered to be part of the core thing, but they obviously realize people are going to do that somehow. So they're just like, okay, we're mentioning it, but we're not going to go into detail on that because everybody lives in different parts of the world and where it's considered illegal in some states. So
that's probably like a Discord, a whole equine betting Discord. I guarantee it.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to have so many different sectors of the Discord itself. Like, hey, I'm breeding. Hey, I mixed this one with this one. I'm renting. I want to rent out a stud, or like, that's so crazy to me. Like, can you imagine if you got like this, like great, like looking horse that everybody wants to just breed? You're getting hit up for like, imagine just being like, I made a few hundred ADA this month. Like, why? Oh, my virtual horse mates with another virtual horse.
So you're just a virtual, like, how you make?
I'm a virtual pimp. Yeah. Like,
how'd you get that new car? I'm actually a virtual horse breeder.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
I was like, what? What does that? Oh, that's fucking, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I'm just waiting to see. Like, we're gonna start hearing those stories where you're gonna see those tweets probably of, I just, biggest breeding sale now in equine where some guy put his horse out on like as a stud for 5,000 ADA or something stupid. It's just like, Jesus, to have like a stallion.
His PAVIA farm is just filled with studs that
it'll be like the 3-time triple crown champion or something of equine. They'll be like breeding them out for tons of ADA. It'll be crazy. But yeah,
we're definitely gonna see got the sea biscuit. Fuck, but even the genetics play into thing. Like they've really thought this thing in depth. Like that's, I'd always heard about equine. I knew like kind of like the basics of it, but as I dove into this white paper last night more, I was like, dude, holy shit! Like this is well thought out. These guys are legit, and it makes sense. The entry price for what you're doing. I'm in like on this. I'll definitely take part in doing this. It sounds fun. If anything, it's something different, and I'd like to be a part of it.
Oh yeah.
They obviously they're developing their own dApp, so they're going to have their own little place to go ahead and do all these different things. And I know they talked about building a marketplace, but they wanted to clarify that the marketplace itself isn't like a NFT marketplace. It's a marketplace strictly for the equine stuff itself. And then again, like we said, we backed up by a huge team over here. They got they doxed themselves. They're putting themselves out there recently on all these different interviews. So it's built by a quality team inside of here. It sounds like they've really, you know, they got 3D artists, animators, writers, website designers, software developers. Like, it's the legit team. It's not just like a few guys in their basement just creating these things and saying, yeah, I got a game. You know,
they're the only ones I've actually like seen and believe before actually seeing the game, because so many people say that now. And you know, 8 out of the 10 projects end up rug pulling, and the 9th one you see a preview of what they finally have, and it's like, yeah, this is dog shit. I would never touch this or waste my time. And I can't believe it's 68 to buy in and even try and play this. But this one is actually like, yeah, I'm actually interested in seeing how this turns out. This would be exciting to see develop.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing too is it's literally by Q3 next year is their goal to get all the live racing and stuff, and the breeding and everything goes live for everybody. So, and I know, you know, the horses, I think when they launch up, like I said, there's a certain age, like 0 to 6, but it's going to basically launch, you know, when you get your horse, you're going to be able to race it, is what they're saying. I forget what it starts at, like 2 months or something, whatever it is. So you're going to be able to fully take advantage of whatever, you know, you have to wait a few months for your horse to age to be able to start doing stuff. It's automatically going to allow you to do that. So that's really cool. And then, so yeah, 250 ADA, December 18th at 0 at 12:01 a.m. UTC, or for us 7:01 p.m. Eastern, which is really cool. So they need to sell at least 5,000 of them. Guys, what do you think? Over under the 10K?
I think they'll get it. Over 10K. I think it'll be under 10. I think it'll be under 10K, but over 5,000 for sure. I think they'll hit that number, no problem.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like I feel like they might hit like 15.
You think they're gonna go crazy? Really?
I don't know, man. It's like, it just depends, like how many.
I think some people are gonna buy
Cardano whales.
I think
how many Cardano whales?
Them, yeah.
Yeah, you think of guys like Drams and stuff like that who own like a shitload of like everything. Like those guys just ape into like $50,000 worth of stuff, and it was like, yeah, I'm buying all these, and they got like every horse in the game. Obviously there's going to be some of those guys, and then there's going to be others where like us, where you're like, I got 258 to go ahead and drop one of these, and that's all I need. Or maybe I'll buy 2 of them and that's it. But
yeah, I don't like getting so many of them would almost be overwhelming. It's so many to take care of. Because I'm trying to think, even just having one, and then it's going to have multiple lives where you can, you know, respawn it or whatever. You pay the little ADA fee, but you're going to even like remember eventually down the line, 2 years from now, you remember, man, that first horse I had was kick ass. That second one was, you know, terrible as a bum. And then, you know, you're going to remember the past horses you've had. But imagine having like 20 or 30 horses to take care of.
Bro, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. Like, what if you got like the donkey?
But then you can breed them
like,
with each other and like get your own mares and horses and stuff for free. Or I guess you got to pay the small fee.
Do you think there's like I guess
donkey?
You could,
yeah. The mule horse.
Well, what if you could like, do you want to trade him? Whatever. Is there like an NFT like euthanasia one where he's like, I don't like this guy.
This guy didn't work out.
Put him down real quick. I need a new guy.
I'm pretty sure I got a camel.
Like, can you imagine that? It was like, I don't like this guy. Just put him down. Like next one. Also, oh wow, he's
a nice field for him to run
yeah.
around in. Yeah.
No.
But I just can't imagine having so many of those to take care of. Like it almost become overwhelming. Like because there's actually something like you get to train them and do all this stuff with them.
Like guys, what are you doing this week?
Yeah, full-time job.
I got virtual the farm. It's getting busy back there.
I gotta feed virtual carrots. I gotta brush them.
Yeah, every 20 minutes you got scheduled on your calendar because you're just like constantly running through training sessions with your horses.
Yeah, very busy weekend, guys.
Again.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, and can you imagine dealing with all that like from the smartphone with the nano frame sitting on the wall? You're just over here just playing with your horse, like getting them trained or whatever.
Can you get them in like a whole pasture, like all of them at once, like walking around?
Yeah.
Live feed? Or are they going to have like a registry? Because I mean, you know, horses.
What if you do like horse shows and stuff like that? Like,
yeah, and they all have those stupid names though, like horses, like Champagne on Ice, and like just weird ass names. I wonder if they're going to have like some sort of weird horse registry, because then, you know, they can keep track of their champions and stuff like that for the big races instead of just NFT 0349.
Well, as I know some of them, like you said, they mint into. Yeah, can you imagine? It's like,
NFT 0439 is in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Dank Horse Gang 69420.
Yeah, exactly. So you want like some, you know, those fancy horse names. Champagne on Ice was my sister when she was riding horse. That was one of the horses.
Champagne on Ice.
That's just one of the ones I remember. They always announce that.
So yeah, like I said, when a horse dies, though, it turns either into a ghost or a commemorative statue. So I don't know. It'd be funny, and it costs you 20 ADA to go ahead and mint back a new one once it dies. So I'll be curious what the hell the price of ADA is in a year and a half from now. We say if we're sitting at like $10 ADA over here, and all of a sudden that's a steep little price to buy me a new little horsey. You know, like
the Is the
No.
statue gonna be like we talking like a gargoyle, like made of rock, or like can you get a taxidermy
dude,
and you just
can
have your horse is like
You want to
stuffed?
stuff your horse?
I'm gonna storm in my virtual house. Like, oh, this is my stuffed horse.
Exactly. On
That's
PAVIA, you have your whole
That's champagne on ice, just sitting
Yeah,
on
yeah.
ice up there. Yeah.
That's
That's
number one.
baller.
That was number two. That's number three. You had the whole lineage. Because now you have like
Shit.
your winning racehorse, and you can have all three of their grandpa's stuff chilling.
Oh my god, dude, that's oh man, there's so many possibilities that they could do. I'm just curious what
The
you know,
ghost, yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna do with the ghost too.
I just want to, you know, like, yeah, what's it gonna look like when my horse dies? Am I gonna get sad or am I like, fucking finally, dude?
It's gonna be that long, yeah. If you're gonna be training it, or like, I mean, imagine.
Fuck, that gave me so much shit, dude.
It's just too old to race, too old to breed. Like, man, you were a champion, boy. You have like, four first place wins for me, and now he's in the senior class.
And how he's just fucking trotting in his little land, and I got to buy a new one right now to get the young guy, just train him up with the old buck, just finishes his years in the pasture.
The new ones that respawn, they'll have like a pioneer tag or something, like
Yeah,
original, like still like part of the main class. It just
yeah, it'll
it
still be
like
a pioneer. Yeah, because
okay.
there's always going to be ever 10,000 of those things, and I guess you're going to be able to mint future ones, like the ones that get born. There's going to be, so that's what they say, how the supply can keep going on, so they can continue to sell these things if the game is popular, instead of prices for the pioneers becoming like crazy astronomical. You're going to have the ones that get born, those are going to be the secondary sales for a lot of different ones.
I mean, imagine kids could take this crazy. This takes off and it's super popular and works how I imagine they envision. Like, people just run full-time breeding services. Like, yeah, we're the best, we're the number one breeders on equine. We've made 5 grand champions. We're just the best breeders who've ever been. Like, people could make this into a whole business just doing that.
Well, can the horses get sick? Like, if my horse gets sick, do I need
it said no sick, no injuries on the racetrack. They say that it's in the white paper, so that ain't happening at all.
Can you juice your horse, like give him a little steroid, a little toot of cocaine before the race?
It's doping.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that's
dope up the other horses so they're so shit running into each other.
Riff, dude. Now, man, EquineNFT, they're obviously setting the bar. It's going to be, like I said, one of the biggest drops, and so I'll definitely be there on midday. It'll be fun to see what we get. Hope one of us, hopefully we'll get something crazy. But big shout out to Faha and their team out there for what they're doing. That's definitely pushing this space forward in a different light.
Technically, the release is the night of this, this drop for this podcast.
Technically,
this episode,
when you listen to this, 7 p.m.
drop date if you're listening right in the morning. Yeah,
for our East Coast boys, we'll be over there. Also, so today too, like speaking, there's a lot of stuff I feel like going on this week, but cool thing, whenever we get a chance to go ahead and shout out our boy Wraith CNFT, we got to go ahead and do that. Dude, Havoc's over there. He's one of my favorite guys, and such a cool dude. And he released his first collab out there for the Wraith CNFTs, for the HAPPPY promotion with what's his name, the Uber Boring Man, or Steel he goes by. And they had 4 different artists with different different. I got 800 different NFTs out here, but you had 4 different pieces things over here. And our boy Wraith is his first collab out here. And man, let me just tell you how sick these things are. Just looking at them,
I love them,
dude. They're so cool looking, man. Like Wraith, like I didn't think the race could get like what can you really do with these things? And dude, he's just over here just blows your mind every time I see these things.
I know those the colors in that.
Right. I know that's not the rarest one, but I like the one the best. Honestly, I like the one a lot. I have that one.
Yeah,
I like the colors in that one a lot too, TJ, the other one.
Yeah.
Well, that's our little holiday boy. But no, these there's a few different ones of these things. And I think there was there 6 maybe in total that he ended up doing.
I was gonna say you didn't show the one I even have. Yeah, you didn't show the one that I have.
Yeah, so he has some cool stuff going on. But I just wanted to shout out Wraith for that because he does, and then same thing with that guy Steele as well. They had a few different artists that were doing this happy drop, and it was the first collab that they had done. So again, we're big Wraith fans over here on this channel. And I just dude, look how sick these things look, man. I'm so they just look so dope to me. And I know Wraith's already planning, like his community is kind of taking on his like thing, right? There was only like a little over 2,000 of his actual, original drop going on. So there's more utility to these things though than is that if you purchase one of these things, they're going to be a 1-to-1 into his new veal collection race. So you have to have one of these in order to mint one of the veals. So if you don't have that, you should go pick one of these up right now, which are only 20 ADA. And you can go check it out through Wraith or through Steele's Twitter. on these things. But yeah, if you want to get into his actual veal, his next drop over there, you need to have one of these things. So big shout out to Wraith, and go check out his stuff.
I put one of these ones in a nano frame. These would look
yeah,
in a nano frame.
absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be on the the scroll for sure. Any of the ones that move just have that extra utility because it shows the nano frame off so well, and this would be perfect for it.
Dude, I'd love to look at these things right here. So and then too, just big shout out to Wraith. I know we ended up checking our wallets the other day, and again, like you said, 'tis the season on stuff. Is he dropped us like, it's our first like holiday NFT like ornament over here, is the Wraith holiday 2021 ornament with the ghost and the little, this is ghost sweater.
Much appreciated for sure.
Dude, candy cane, little mistletoe. And I know TJ, when we were even talking about it, man, you were like, dude, look how much detail are in these things. You can, I can see Wraith in the top of his little Santa hat.
Holiday 21, Wraith in the bottom right there.
Dude, it looks amazing. And so he went ahead, and I think he's selling these now to, he gave them away to some of the bigger community members inside of his Discord, as like a thank you. And then I think he's selling these as well. I think maybe he said 15 ADA, I think is what it was, if anybody wanted the 2021. But we were talking about this stuff too. It's like, dude, can you imagine like next year, in holiday 2022, assuming this NFT world doesn't go anywhere, you're going to have maybe my Cardano tree on my nano frame. That's going to be my Cardano Christmas tree. Then I'm going to have all these ornaments on, and I can take my 2021 Wraith with my 2022 and hang them on this virtual tree.
That'd be great. I like that a lot. That'd be fantastic.
Like how cool would that idea be for these guys?
I'd get one of these guys as a physical ornament, the little Wraiths. I love that, especially
dude,
with the Santa hat on. I like these guys a lot.
Oh, could you imagine? I would 100% hang that thing on my tree right there. Like, yo, Wraith, if you're listening, if you make any physical copies of this stuff, man, hook us up. We'll buy them, whatever you need, man. We're down. But yeah, dude, shout out to Wraith and the guys over here for that. That stuff looks dope. Anytime we can talk about Wraith, dude, he's our guy for that. But some other stuff, again, big news that's going on right now is our happy hoppers. They were finally like one of the ones we've also like, so you got Equine dropping this week, but now happy hoppers too. They finally announced that you can whitelist into it today. And their first mint drop for the whitelist over here is going to be on December 19th at 20 UTC. And it's going to be a 24-hour minting window, which they've been doing the test mints for this stuff for a while. For the Swanky Swimmers, they did this as well, and it's been such a stress-free environment. As long as you've been in there, you're literally going into their Discord right now, and you're whitelisting inside this little thing. Type the command, paste your address, and it's been whitelisted. And then when this time drops, they drop the address, and if you're in the whitelist, you send it, and it'll recognize that, and stress-free drop. You have 24 hours to go ahead and get in. So I know they're December, sorry, I mentioned that when I was reading that. December 19th is what the time you have to get into the hopper roll to get into the whitelist. December 20th, 20 UTC is the actual minting for the whitelist. So you got until Monday at what time is that for us? 3 p.m. Eastern over there for us. But dude, I'm so excited for happy hoppers. We've been talking about them forever.
Well, they've been teasing the drop date, like too. They have not been really hinting at when it might be. Just kind of, we'll let you know when it comes up.
Oh, well, the guy Jub too, like he's the one, some of the community, he's like, dude, I've been taking some time off, just like prepping myself for this. Like we're trying not to make this stress-free for our team. He goes, now we're finally ready to get going out here. And obviously we've been showing off the Swanky Swimmers and just different things, but they've had meme like competitions and all these different things for them. And the artwork by Uden as well is like, it's so recognizable in this space. Like you see any of the stuff that he does over here, like it's instantly like recognizable now, like, right. Like I can know when it's one of his things out there. So the happy hoppers, they were like, I guess if you want to say any kind of competition or just friendly competition is with like Yummies, right? Like they have that cute artwork and it's clean. Yeah. And they got some cool stuff behind them. And again, I don't know what the utility long-term of the hoppers are, or if it's just, these are what it is. But either way, I love the artwork style for these guys. And the fact that we finally got a date for this stuff, we'll definitely be out there minting that stuff. I know TJ, we grinded, man. We were we were hopping in the hop cord for these guys, and it took a while, but it was so much fun, man. And Tom, he still got until Sunday night.
We'll see about the whitelist. I mean, normally I'd be like, I'll just get in and try on the normal drop, but then, I mean, seeing how that Space Apes whitelist went and how everything sold in the pre-sale before they even got to the main sale almost, I don't know. And how their community is, the Happy Hoppers Club community is People are going crazy for these, so I might have to try and sneak in so I can get one of these.
I think they're limited to one though per.
Oh, one per mint,
okay.
yeah,
One
on the
per mint,
whitelist.
yeah.
So they're not
Okay,
gonna. That's
good.
why I say it's stress free. It's like, you know, I'm gonna mint one of these things, and I still, again, their details are coming out as they go because everything has changed so much in this space where you can't just drop an address right now anymore. Like, it's really, you know, you got to be careful of that stuff. So they're doing a good job about, you know, keeping the hype up, but keeping everybody at bay too without, you know, overloading everything. So I'm super excited for the Happy Hoppers Club coming up here.
Me too.
But you know, so another thing, TJ, again, drop central this week coming up here is the refresh. I know we talked about it from This Crazy Life. We were old refresh fans from back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think I told you guys this was one of the ones. I think I mentioned like 15 of these things when they first came back out, and I had no idea what they were. And honestly, I clicked on it, and it was like a static image of this, you know, these little lines, and I thought like, oh, there's some cool ones, and I got like the little one squiggly, and I was like, oh man, I got a really bad one. This sucks, and I didn't think anything of it. And then I was like, everybody, I looked inside the Discord, and I'm like, it's called the refresh, and they're like, just refresh your page. I refreshed it, and I was like, oh shit, dude, this thing changes. And then I started
Every
playing
time.
around
It's sick.
every single time. So of course today I had to go ahead and naturally mint one of these things, right? And I got I think the Hanukkah theme thing. They're doing the Christmas drop, and there's a few different ones. But before it used to be where I had to F5 my page, right? And nowadays, now you can literally click your mouse and boom,
Oh,
it
that's
just
cool.
it switches it automatically. So none of these two things are the same. It has your different gradients of colors, has different, you know, the line shapes or patterns built into there, but some of these get like super crazy looking.
I'd be curious to see that on the nano frames too, because you're going to see a different
Yeah.
NFT every time from that. I think that's amazing.
Well, like you said, how the ones are touch screen. When
Yeah,
you
you can
interact with it right there. You
that-
just touch the
right.
screen just like you're clicking on it.
Dude, and I know he's partnering up, and I want to say, I don't know if it's officially announced, but I wanted to say he was probably one of the ones that's going to do like a collab with them as well. Airdrops for the people who do the refreshes and the nano frames if you're on the pre-sale for those. But dude, yeah, these are some of the one of the coolest, like technology wise. I think it pushes the boundary. Like every single you buy one NFT, you have infinite number of NFTs. Like every single one of these is different. So
I remember when they came out. Yeah, I think you got even our other buddies that
Months,
don't necessarily
yeah.
have many NFT. Well, doesn't I think your brother has one? Like you
Yeah.
got everyone pretty much to buy one because they also weren't too much when they first dropped. I don't.
Yeah,
only
10 or
15,
15,
they're only
something like
15
15
ADA,
ADA, yeah. So everyone kind of grabbed one just because it was like these are cool. Just check them out, grab one, and hold one. Like this isn't. You're not gonna flip this the next day. This isn't that kind of NFT. They're just cool and they're, you know, worth the price.
Well, the cool thing about them too, what he's doing for the original holders of people, right? Because this is the Jingle like refresh right now for the Christmas themed, is that if you have a original refresh in your wallet right now, the mint price, if you don't, is 25 ADA. But if you do, it recognizes that you already have a refresh in there, it discounts it and it makes it only 15 ADA. So you get a 10 ADA discount.
Oh, nice. All right,
so
well, there you go.
So it's kind of cool. And then I know TJ even like, dude, look at that. It's crazy looking.
I like that.
Like it's wild. And then you get something like all these different patterns over there. And then I get like a squiggly line every now and then it'll pop up. And it's just like, what? That's like, I got one of those the first time I looked at it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody's getting these cool looking ones. Never knew
I got a squiggly line.
And it was like, my man, just refresh.
So if you're a holder already, it's only 15 ADA.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then you're getting 2 of these refreshes for 30 ADA, or if you don't have a holder, the other one, you're spending 25 just for one. That like is a great deal for you guys. That worked out great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he does, dude. The guy also for this, the refresh, This Crazy Life, his Discord is actually really fun. He has so many different competitions. I know they're doing like a karaoke competition right now. I think it is what he's doing for like the actual Jingle. Like they're doing all
like
kinds
my daddy. Roses.
Something like my daddy, yo, bro. What is it? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I'll get out there right now and just play that. But yeah, they do all kinds of like karaoke competitions. And again, right here, 15 ADA for refresh holders when Snapshot was taken, 25 ADA for everybody else. Like that one looks crazy.
So
Actually.
you guys got 2 for
like
30
that
though.
one.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So I might after this, we might go back into this and this one. I'm gonna mint a few more. Because I would like to get like the Christmas theme one too.
Tommy's little sneaky drop buying over here.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm always sneak drop buying. I'm sneak drop buying on you guys hard, huh?
Every time we look, there's like new. Yeah, every time I look, there's new NFTs in there.
They're like, yeah, I bought 3 of them. What? I just saw them.
I'm like,
Every
dude,
time.
that happened with the chilled Kong last week.
Oh, the chill con. I'm so upset with you about
What happened with the 3 spoopies? You snuck in and snagged.
I bought 3 spoopies. What did I told you last night I bought the
Cardano Village too.
Cardano Village. I snuck one of those, which I also bought. Not just one, but 2. Yeah, I snuck those in. I snuck
tell us.
Aeonium Skies motor, the air motor vehicles. I got the one with the Jameson Daniel music on the background for that.
Yeah.
So I did that after the Nano Frames interview. Instantly had to go do that. And
you got a goat.
I do. That was one of the other ones too here. The Goat Tribe, man. Yo, Goat Tribe is lit. I don't know if I didn't realize, like, I've always seen them, like you said, on different like pages of Twitter and stuff like that. But dude, I didn't realize like how crazy these guys like really are. I gotta find them even where I'm at with these guys. I have it somewhere sitting here.
I forgot you did that one. That's right. That just happened. TJ, I totally forgot he snuck in a goat.
Yeah,
Join
it
the
was
tribe.
Yeah, the Goat Tribe right here. Like, I'm sitting here and I posted this today because I was like, dude, I couldn't ignore the hype. I finally like purchased the adaGOAT. Like, I didn't purchase one off the floor. Like, I bought like number like 662 or something like that, ranked one. He has a dual nose bone and stuff like that. And I just was like, yo, purchase my first adaGOATs, love the community and the support that they're building. Let's fucking Goat Tribe on there. Bro, I'm up to 100. Probably one of my most liked tweets over here. 114 likes. Like, it,
That's
like,
wild.
what the fuck?
That's definitely the goats, though. You see that for sure.
Oh my god, these guys are crazy over here. Like, they've all just like Goat Tribe. Like,
Wow.
these guys all just come in there. Like, no, like some of them. This dude even made me a custom one based off of like Christmas. Like, he's like, never too late. Welcome to the tribe. Like, it's all love. These like one of us. Like,
I see that all the time. I love that.
like, everybody's over here. Let's fucking go. Like, I don't even. My man's smoking crack. Like, what's he doing over there? Tom's got an Ada cat over there sitting in the back. But no, this dude right here, AA Howard 1991, he makes like the Christmas backgrounds for people's stuff. And he did that one for mine as well. Like, I'm literally scrolling. That's a cool looking one too. He's got like the awoken algorithm on the background of these things, and they obviously took the little Yummi thing and put the let's fucking go.
That one's good. I like that a lot.
And there's so many of them, and it's like all these guys are just like posting these. They have so many cool memes. I'm sitting over here looking at them. You got like the double one sitting here. This was my favorite though. Like, it's literally like Goat Tribe and CNFT Twitter, and it's just like Goat Tribe fucking blast you in the face.
Tuba.
That's literally how I felt. I felt with these guys right now. Like, and I just like obviously just had to give them a little giggle on that.
I can't believe you had all these guys posting on this. So I hope you gave them all a follow. That's that's why I like them a lot.
Oh, 100%. These guys are crazy. There's a guy who quote tweeted me. I'll have to go back, but he makes like the Christmas ones. He's like, hey man, just made you the Christmas background for your goat. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Thanks, dude. That's awesome. Like, I was, like,
you get a goat.
You do need to get a goat. These goats, this community is so much fun, man. And I'm excited to be a part of that and to jump in. But I kept seeing them everywhere you go. And it was like, once you saw one, the whole fucking, like, the whole pack of the goats just decided, or herd. I don't know what a goat's herd. Herd of goats.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, shepherd. Does that sound right?
Gaggle goats.
Shit, man. I mean, dude, they're not like they remind me kind of like you said, the Bored Ape kind of style, but they're not obviously fucking goats, bro. Like a goat simulator, like life's a simulation with these guys. These guys are
so goofy, but I mean that's kind of how goats look. Like, they do have those like weird bug eyes, like, and like
they're like sideways eyes, right?
Yeah,
some of there's some really cool ones that people have, like blue ones. Like, there's all these different, like, this guy's got a literally, that's wild looking actually. He's got his actual thing. But yeah, dude, the goats are crazy community out there. So I just wanted to shout them out when we were talking about them.
Well, we've been waiting. I mean, it's about time someone did, because I've been wanting to jump in. So I mean, I'm surprised you honestly didn't buy one before this, and you snagged a good one.
I snagged, I managed to. I don't know. I'm happy with getting into the family, and I feel like those are one of the ones where you guys should definitely probably sneak into that over here at some point, right? But big other news too that we got a chance to talk about this past week. We have been talking about is, of course, is the Metaverse, and PAVIA is something big for us. And I just wanted to shout out what they got going on. Like this Friday, if you hold PAVIA land, they're doing the snapshot for their holders right now for the PAVIA token. So, you're basically, I don't know if it's like, you want to call it dividends, want to call it shares of the company, whatever it may be, kind of thing, right? But think about like Decentraland, right? It has Mana as its token. The Sandbox has Sand as its actual crypto token. And those things sell pretty well. They've done incredible this year as far as their growth. So PAVIA, this is the same kind of thing. They're releasing the PAVIA token, and we all hope it gets to the level that Mana and all these other ones are. But that's big news for PAVIA owners this week. If you're holding it, I think it's even per plot too. They haven't been announced like the specific details of how much coins and stuff you're going to get yet. But they're doing a snapshot technically this Friday.
And that's just for the people who have the land, right?
Correct. Yeah. So if you own the land, like by this Friday, they're doing the snapshot, and they're going to give you that actual PAVIA itself token right now. And then something like PAVIA is making so many developments lately over here. Like they're working like they posted a message this past week for inter-parcel messaging. So if somebody next to you, you have no idea who they are, you can send them a little DM, click on their land, like, hey man, I'm your neighbor over here. Just like, what's up, dude? Like, oh, okay, cool.
Cut
and
your
like
fucking grass.
Like, hey, your shit's fucking blocking my thing, man. I need you to move. Like, I know we were talking about Cardano Kitchen earlier in the past week. Like,
that's so sick.
Like this is, and they can build this all on one plot of land, which is you see
That's
the hotkey thing sitting down there too, over there on the bottom right.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like, how dope is that? Like, you got the PAVIA and the Cardano kids, and obviously maybe this is two plots of this maybe for these different things. So like the stuff that they're already progressing over here. And then today, which we were just talking about before the show, is they released the full like extended map now. So we have all of our, this one in land sales 1 and 2 are done. You had 29,000 on the first land sale, 31,000 on the second. And now I think we're going to do the final 40,000. I think if they go to the 100,000 on this, and I have all this blank space sitting over there. It looks like there's another portal up there on the top left and top right over there. And even down on the bottom right and left, there's new portals that are opening up. So 2022 needs to come, man. I'm ready to jump into the metaverse.
I need to get some land for sure there. And I want to, like you said, I want to jump in that verse for sure. I need to get honestly a VR system or something like an Oculus.
Dude, well, you can do that, or I mean, obviously you can play on the computer or whatever it may be.
But I want to fully submerge. I want the experience.
Like, fucking zoned in, just
walking around with the goggles on, everything. I want to do it. I want to do it all.
I can't believe how big that map is. I remember when you showed us when you first
look at it right here,
the 31 drop, and you showed us, and you're like, look at how the space that they have.
Look at this shit. Like, it looks crazy. Like literally that parcel we saw for the Cardano kitchen that we were just talking about. This is literally in game right here. Like which is insane. I mean, again, it's like PS2 graphics to me almost, like, but it's the thoughts there.
Yeah,
it's the thoughts there, right?
Step for sure. Yeah.
And these guys are doing really well, man. And obviously, I think everybody wants to see these guys succeed. They're huge, and the big thing for them too, which we talked about over here, is you got portals on these different sides of their of the map.
That's what I'm most curious about, how that's going to work with different blockchains. Their portals in Decentraland and I'm just curious how it's going to work.
I don't know, man, but I'm excited.
Oh yeah,
the hype is real for this project, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger this week. So after the snapshot for their tokens on Friday, I'm curious, what that'll be, and will we see a price drop? Probably, because people are probably trying to acquire right now before that snapshot. But even still, that floor has been holding super strong. Even it's sitting in like the high 300s, like 400 prior to the second rolling race. Even after the second one, now it's pushing like a 320, 350 floor, somewhere in that range, which is crazy. But I just wanted to shout out PAVIA and that map update, because every week it's like I click on something and it's like something new has popped up. Like, this is incredible. What they got, all the different NFTs that are posted up in there, and it'd be cool one day if it actually looks like this. That would be fun.
I'm curious, like, if you don't have like land or a parcel there, if you can still go in their their metaverse in a sense.
I'm sure you can make an account.
Like, if I can just go hang out with you there, and you're
right. Not everybody, a landowner, is the only people getting there, right? There's other people that want to walk around, experience stuff, whatever it may be. So I think, that's definitely a thing that they're going to be able to do. And you see these metaverse projects like launching more and more right now. Like we were talking, TJ, like today there was one that launched today. This adaRealm was one that launched over there as well. And I don't know too much about them, but adaRealm over here is another one that, they're doing a realm token. I don't think obviously they're as big as PAVIA is right now. But that's another one of these things that pop, that
they're just jumping out of there. There's so many projects now that are doing this kind of thing. I saw another one today on the calendar.
Yeah. And then another one that we also talked about too was this Cardano village, right? This is another metaverse that literally Charles Hoskinson himself literally was like, CNFT village, these are cool. And it's like him with the Squid Game. These guys are based in Korea, I guess.
His Lincoln arms and stuff like that.
Yeah, so they're just like hanging out, and he's got the Cardano logo in his little metaverse, and but then there's other ones where he's like, yeah. So there's some cool stuff that they have going on, and they just released like a new like update on their actual like map and stuff yesterday.
I like the look of their art a lot.
Me too.
I actually like their
their
art style quite a bit. Now hesitate to say that because I said the same thing about Danoverse and then it disappeared 2 days later. But I actually like their, you know, regardless of like, you know, not even looking into the Metaverse side of it or like the land sale side, I actually just kind of like their art style quite a bit.
Yeah, it's like almost like 3D like pixel. I don't know how to explain it.
It's very simple, but it's still like,
it's like polygons.
Cool detail to
yes,
it,
polygon.
Yeah.
That's the exact word for it.
Yep. Yeah, it's super cool. And they got like the nighttime, daytime views of this stuff. Like
those
some have
cool.
Charles.
I like those.
Yeah, they have the pink one. Like, yeah, they're super dope looking, man.
The way they have them sectioned off, though, I used to think of that Super Smash Brothers map where it floats in the air, the Yoshi land, I think it was. That's literally what I think of when I see all of them.
Well, they're, man, even in the nighttime.
Donkey Kong landed that too, TJ, because you put it on your floating back and you can, you know, jump off the edge of them on your back while you're holding them.
Yeah,
you were that guy.
Yeah.
So Cardano Village is doing pretty well. I think they minted for like 45 ADA and they sold out their 10K drop. And, you know, once Charles tweeted that, obviously everybody was like jumping all over that stuff. But that's another one. If you're looking to, you PAVIA missed out on the prices getting too high for you. Maybe look into this, you know, I don't know exactly too much in them. I did snag 2 myself. So we'll see what happens. You know, hey, something in the metaverse, dude, somebody's going to make it out there. You know, I'm hoping to Freedom 35 my way onto that, you know.
That's cool. Charles Hoskinson, like, acknowledge them. You don't see them acknowledge like projects like that. So to see him, that's one of the supported is pretty cool. That's huge for a project like that. That's got to be massive if you can get his attention at all, let alone like a retweet or anything said about yours. Like, I mean, you have to sell at 10K. I feel like at that point. And
yeah. I mean, they're up to 4,400. Well, maybe next time we make a video on these guys, we'll see them even higher. So yeah, you know, big shout out to Cardano Village and these Metaverse, man. It's going to be a thing. Another thing that happened since the last week we got a chance to do this was our Angel Baby Hit Squad. We did our first airdrop with Fettuccine and the team, Jason Matias and his Ally. They dropped the Angel, the Guardian Angel, Fallen Angel, Dark Angel, all these different ones, depending on the tiers that you had for the Angel Babies. And it was a cool process. It was definitely a learning curve. I think they found some limits, you know, like the MetaMask only captured the first 1,000 addresses in there, and then there was 123 of them that were still that left out of that. So these guys, you know, I was one of those 123, so we ended up filling out like a Google Doc form to go ahead and get you your stuff. So they're finding different ways to already, you know, to kind of test the boundaries of how to cross chain you know, do these airdrops and link wallets between, you know, Ethereum and Cardano.
But you're showing all these pictures, Tommy, and these are the 5 different tiers of the Angels. But I mean, I almost have to ask TJ if this is his wallet, because he goes and buys all these, you know, on the back burner and doesn't let us know. Like, you could have gone and shit. Yeah, you could have gone and completed the whole collection. You wouldn't have even told us about it until today. So, but I mean, that's part of history. That's the first cross-chain airdrop that we've seen, and then Lincoln with that Loveless or the link they had there. I mean, that was part of history for at least Cardano, you know, put that notch in it. That's the first time it's ever happened, something like that. And it was cool that mine worked fine. I just went on one day, I started seeing people post on Twitter that they were getting their airdrops, and I just opened my MetaMask and there it was.
Well, it's impressive.
You opened your Cardano wallet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. My NAMI wallet. Yeah, I was actually on a JPEG store. I was looking on JPEG store to look at some of the things I had listed because I was messing around with it. And yeah, I was like, oh, look, I got my airdrop came in. It was in my wallet right there.
Well, the crazy thing too about this, I don't know if this will load up here, is, you know, the artwork on this stuff too. It's a Jason Matias piece. So like you have like, you know, the real high quality of artwork. But I was just clicking into this. Like, if you really get into like, you know, without going into this, like,
it's out of control.
The detail that they have literally on this stuff, you can like see like literally like so well into some of this stuff. So
I was gonna say it's impressive how he individually edited each one to make them look different. I know you have probably the original photo, but the time he took to really edit each individual one of those 3 angels like that, because they're all looking very, or 4 of them that are the same picture essentially.
5,
but they're still so different, because we got the plain angel, like the white angel in heaven. And I actually like that one a lot because it's so clean. But then they have I guess like a dark angel, fire angel, and ice angel. And they
I like
still
the dark
have
angel.
I like them all quite a bit. But we got I think we both got the plain angel, right, Tommy?
Yeah, we only have the one right now. I'm about to mint. There's still 6 of the 5 of the ultimates that are still out there to go ahead and
are you gonna maybe go back and
I might jump one in there. I keep telling myself, because I really do want to get into those fun parties and clubs with Fettuccine and those guys who own like 100 plus of those things, the virtues. But yeah, I would probably get to jump in next time so I can at least get tiers 1 and 2 on
You're
this
gonna buy
stuff.
one after this podcast is recorded. You're gonna buy one.
Probably, yeah.
Sneak that
He's
in.
actually already got it pulled up right now.
He's
just
already
waiting to sign it
talking
on the
with it.
MetaMask. He's waiting for the gas fees to go down until later
Right.
tonight.
Hey, it's getting close to recording time. So a big shout out to Fettuccine with Angel Baby Hit Squad for doing that, dropping that, and same thing with Jason and them for being the first highlighted artist out here and dropping these things. These came out great.
I finally got a Jace Matias. That's what I was waiting for. That's why I got part of Angel Baby in the first place, so I can get some of these artists projects and actually have a chance to I can't really at the moment afford a lot of Jason's other stuff, and I mean you can see the quality. It makes sense why they're that rare and that they're priced like they are. And I get to have one now. That's awesome.
Even the value is holding pretty strong, like you said, and even in the crazy world of Cardano where people airdrops dump straight into the ground, even his the very bottom tier is still holding like a 35 like ADA floor on that, which is really good. And some of that stuff goes into the few hundreds with these guys. So shout out to the guys for doing that. That's a dope concept. And I think I forget the name of the guy coming up for month 2. Just something with the I forget. I forget
the second one. Yeah, but
Mr. Intangible is the next one.
Yep.
Mr. Intangible is going to be the next airdrop with Angel Baby Hit Squad sometime in January. So shout out to I'm curious to see what his stuff is his take on the Angels is going to be for next month.
Well, this one will be a complete surprise for me because I was following Jason so much. I had seen like all his preview work and all the different steps he was taking as he made them. For this one, I think I'm not going to even try and look into it as much. I'm sure I'll see some, I guess, spoilers. I'm sure Fettuccine and the Angel Baby page will also post some of the previews and stuff, but I'm really curious to see what they all come up with.
Oh yeah, I'm curious. I think it's gonna be fun though. This guy's stuff looks cool. So
yeah,
shout out to the Angel Baby Hit Squad. And then lastly, what we talked about last week was the burn, right, of Yummi Universe, the Winter Naroos. Like they literally are now having fun teaser videos starting to come. I love them. Like they will literally burn like that. Their whole the video they just dropped tonight. And they literally got hashtag Yummi burn. And I want to say we kind of played a little bit of a key to that. Like Tom just came up with his dope thumbnail of the Yummi Universe burn, and then they dropped that out. I don't know if they were, I'd like to think they looked over at our video there for that, right?
I told you guys earlier, I thought they retweeted our video as like their teaser. I was like, oh, look for a second, it looked very similar as far as the fire and everything in the background. I really thought
I literally love that gif of that stuff, but it's just like the little Naru with the fire burn in the background. That stuff is so cool. And I think they posted a bunch of them today on their page, or maybe not on this one, but dude, the Yummi Burn's coming for their Winter Naroos, and they haven't done a thing. And obviously, you don't want to compete with Equine this weekend like that. You don't. You just wait for that to be over. You guys take the backseat to that stuff, and come drop strong next week, the week of Christmas.
Well, they definitely keep you on the edge of your seats of when it's going to happen for sure. I obviously think it's going to be next week because that's Christmas next week.
Oh, it has to be, right?
I'm assuming it's going to be like Tuesday or Wednesday for sure.
I'm excited.
Great burn, that's what they call it. That makes sense. It is disappointing to know there's gonna be so many spoopies that are gone, burned away. Yeah, but we'll see. And then someone even mentioned, I think in one of our either on Twitter or they mentioned it on YouTube, where they said that the little correction, the Christmas ones or the holiday one is actually gonna have more like rarity and more in depth than the spoopies actually had. And we didn't realize that. I think we actually did the opposite originally.
The guy, what's his name? Mimi was on there. Mimi actually tweeted shout out to him too, or her, not sure, but they literally retweeted our stuff. And then, someone came in there and Winter Naroos will actually have more rarity unlike spoopies. So that's something cool to notice on there.
So you're burning away some of the spoopies, but we're getting a little more juice, a little more rarity into it, at least mixing it up some with the new ones. Yeah, I like that too. It's at least mixing it up a little more and some more to it.
Oh yeah. So the Winter Naroos, those are going to be fun to see those next week after we got our horses. We'll have our little, I got 3 in the queue to burn right now, and unfortunately they'll never see the light of day. I wonder if they're going to go into like a wallet, maybe
it's like a burn wallet or something.
Yeah. So that way they never what if there's do a race gone, never to see again.
Have you decided, TJ? Do you know? I mean, I know you just bought a spoopy recently. I know you're kind of watching the market. Do you think you're going to burn it or?
I'm gonna burn it. Yeah, I want to win it.
Go for the Christmas one.
Yeah, I go for the Christmas one.
Dude, just buy. Oh, you need two technical 10Ks for that, huh? Yeah. Remember TJ, dude, our video, Tom, I was so much fun with that. Like TJ literally was like,
Well, I gave that. I told you I was thinking hard. Like, and you were explaining, I'm like, what?
Dude, yeah, the little like things that tell them to overlay
The math,
flood, like the
over,
math
yeah.
flooding it. That was so funny. Oh, well,
We
dude,
did
yeah.
see it click. Eventually, you're just like, oh, okay. I think it was you just were mixing something up with the 10K and the spoopy part or something. Because eventually you're like, oh, I understand. I was just thinking it was the 10K you could burn.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
I thought
that
it was
wasn't
just
it at
you
all.
choose
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Naru or
Once
you choose
it's-
a spoopy. That's what I thought it was. That's it.
Because again,
No.
I agree with that point you had even made in that, because you're like, I don't want to burn my 10K. That kind of seems that's nuts.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
want to
not
burn
doing
that.
Yeah, I'll
You
get
know,
rid
like,
of
no, that's
Spoopy all
not what we're
day.
talking about here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, I can tell that they had a lot of confusion even with just in their Discord, and if you're on their Twitter, people
Oh
are
my
still
God.
like unsure of kind of how it's going to work and what they actually need to get in, and then what they're going to be burning. I see people asking that still.
Oh, I already can tell that what's probably going to happen is someone's going to burn something they didn't want to burn because they didn't understand what was going on, and they're going to messaging pleading for it back. I guarantee.
I need it. Yeah, but hey, that's bye Spoopy. You're good.
That's
They
it.
will be burned.
So yeah, that's cool. We'll see that probably hopefully sometime next week. Maybe by the time we record, we will have our new spoopies or winner Narus out there.
Narus, yes, sir.
Winner Naru. Oh, yeah, dude. I was even in
for sure.
the Discord the other night. I was like, yo, how do you pronounce it? Like somebody's like, you're saying it wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I was like, I need the phonetic spelling of Naru. And they're like, no, it is Naru. And there was somebody in there was like, no, I say it a little differently. So I just want to make sure we're saying that right on stream. I'm sitting over here sounding stupid. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like
that's
another
Aeonium, yeah, ANMski, whatever we used to say.
ANMski.
Couldn't get that straight.
Now it's just like burned into my 9
Aeonium
Sky.
Aeonium Sky.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
and even him, they had to drop he was supposed to do like an appreciation like test mint for their work right now. It was supposed to come out tonight. And they had something, the developer, something got sick, so they pushed it back until January for that test mint, and then block 10 will drop next month as well in January.
I'm gonna try for that one now.
We'll go for the next, right?
Yeah.
A lot of drops looking forward to though.
Dude,
yeah.
There's a lot.
Exciting second half of the month.
We're getting a little Christmas present for sure. That's for sure in the NFT world. But yeah, man, I'm excited for all this kind of stuff. And hey, it's getting to about that time. I'm just waiting for Equine to happen, right?
That's right.
I'm waiting for those horses.
Freedom 35ers, baby.
Freedom 35ers, baby. So I guess next week we'll everybody by this time check out the sit down if you haven't already, if you made it this far. That's a cool thing to learn from Nano Frames themselves, and I think we're working on possibly one more sit down before the end of the year, because we'll announce some plans for the end of December over here, and I'll be out that actual last week, so we'll get some content on the page. And I think we're reevaluating maybe getting in some Twitter spaces here recently, or maybe hosting one of those, maybe doing a live stream. We like to game a lot too. I'd love to maybe get some stuff out there with people, if anybody looks to game. So if you guys have any feedback or want to see some content like that may be something for us to kind of connect with you guys going into 2022.
Yeah, just see us, dominating some Rocket League while we talk NFTs. That'd be fun too.
Come in, chat. Champ for Diamond, baby, come at me right now.
For sure.
Other than that, yeah, guys.
Yeah. Till the next one, right? Got a lot of stuff next week.
Two chow over there, right?
Too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Cat says goodbye too.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll have a good one, and we'll catch you guys on the next Freedom 35ers.